Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. So welcome to another in the garden episode, but like I said yesterday on yesterday's video, we're going to be going through Dave's short game now. So we've gone through his putting, gave him his drills to be working on until we can get back into the studio and back up to the course. Today we're going to be talking his chipping. So he sent me over his chipping videos and we're just going to go through those now. So I'll put those on screen now and then we'll come back and we'll go through his drill. So guys, we're back inside here now. We'll just quickly go through Dave's video and then I'll get outside and give him his drills. So first things we want to look at is obviously its setup. Is there anything that stands out for me that's making Dave again slip back into his old ways? So distance away from the ball I'm happy with from the left video, so down the line. If we then go on to the right hand video, we see that the ball position's snuck a little bit back again. And one thing we're going to look at with Dave is this grip. So weak with the left hand and strong with the right hand. So again, we just like to make that a little bit more regular, a little bit more stronger grip, so we can put the club even in position where we want on the backswing. So the reason I say that is as we go into Dave's backswing, again we can still see that that wants to work inside, under plane, and then from there it's very hard for Dave to be consistent with strikes, so it's going to be a little bit too shallow. As a result, we might get some drop kicks, we might catch them a little bit thin. We're not going to have much spin control on there. Some might pop up off the face and go high, the next one might come out low if we catch it low on the face. So that's what we need to fix on the way through. Again, we can see a lot of hip rotation, so we can see very much here that it's coming forwards a lot as opposed to it being the chest turning. So short game wise, what we want to see is a lot more rotation from the upper body. Again, it's something that is missed off a lot of times when people go for lessons. It's very much fixed on grip, it's fixed on weight distribution, but again, if we can work that upper body correctly, we can get a lot more consistent with strike, flight and spin. So we have to have an understanding of what we're trying to do. So face on, again, can see Dave's arms quite connected. You can see it comes off a little bit. So this is what I'd class as a long arc swing, which again, there's a time and a place that is going to make it shallower. But we see for Dave, the biggest thing and where the inconsistencies are coming from is that club working inside on the way back. So long arc, we still want to get that club working out in front of us so we can have some kind of descending blow to get spin on there. Again, if we come through, there's still a little bit of loft off. I know this is not in slow-mo, but you can see there's still some loft off at impact. And again, we see that left arm start to fold, come away from the chest, and we can see it's not the chest turning as much, it's more the hips. So a lot of arrows there. We're going to have a look at what we can do for that now. So obviously we want to tidy up that lower body action a little bit. We want to get that club working a little bit higher on the way back. So I don't have an alignment stick in the house or around, so I'm going to try and make a makeshift training aid for Dave, because although I do know Dave's got alignment sticks, so that's the benefit. So let's get back outside, let's talk through his drills and let's get him on his way. You can see there we've just gone through Dave's motion and there's a few things that we want to work on. So we can see it set up. Like I said, we're very happy with how far he is away from the ball, but obviously what we want to be looking at is how we're going to maintain his lower body angles. So again, on the way through, we saw a lot of the times have a lot of hip motion, which was then matching his upper body. So it was more hips, less of his upper body. And again, like I said in there, we want to make sure that it's this body turning and rotating better as opposed to the hips moving it that way. And the reason being is the left shoulder again is very key in short game and pitching. We need to get that working up to help us shallow any kind of motion out, get us getting the right contact, again controlling flight and spin. So from down the line, and we don't have an alignment stick, but I'm going to put a clip of the drill that we're going to be looking at on now. And Dave's going to have an alignment stick just back from the ball, and it's going to be the same angle of the shaft. So you'll see in this drill, you'll see a lot of tour players use this, and it's going to be the same angle as the shaft. And then as Dave takes the club away, he's going to keep that club a lot more outside his hands and above the alignment stick, as opposed to, as we saw, his motion would be to come in here, get very shallow. We'd sometimes see him bottom out early, thin the ball, or we'd also see him catch the ball heavy. So we want to work on that. We want to make sure that he's consistently taking this club away correctly, and then from there we can get the right blow down onto the golf ball, we can get it launching, we can get it spinning. If we get too shallow, we can see Dave's still very inconsistent there. So next motion is again from face on. We can see that because Dave's very shallow and there's a lot of hip motion, if my hips move towards the ball, I'm going to have to release that club, because otherwise we're going to hit the dreaded shank. So from face on again, ball position back, hips come forward. That's why he doesn't have that much shaft lean when he comes back into the ball. And again, that's why we see the ball sometimes pop up, we sometimes see him thin it. It's very inconsistent with strike. As I've said a lot of times in this video, to be fair, inconsistent, excuse me, inconsistent Dave. So that's what happens when you let him loose. I think he's a bit uptight that Leeds, football's not going Leeds away as such at the moment, but we'll branch over that. So as long as, along with the alignment stick in there, again, I'm going to give Dave a drill where he makes sure that his ball position is pretty much centred. And then from here, as he makes some motions, we're going to get him sliding that foot back. So we could have him just having the foot back to start with, but that could still encourage him to make the club come in. So if his foot was back, he could still be very shallow, very inside, and still being consistent. So we're going to get him making sure that as he goes back, the club still works outside, and then he can go through. So we'll get him first of all where he goes away. When he's got to the top of his backswing, that's when he then brings the foot back. So it's just matching that up so the club stays out in front, and from there he'll come down and hit that ball. Dave is using airflow balls, as I didn't want to get told off. So again, that's why I haven't hit this ball, because it is a real golf ball. But we'd get Dave in his normal setup, his alignment stick will be just behind, and again, alignment stick is probably going to be 1 stride, 1 yard behind, so it's not too close. So it really is going to give him some feedback. So most people will have an alignment stick at home, so you can also try that. But again, he'll have the alignment stick in there, take the club out wide, slide back, pretty good strike, straight onto the decking. So guys, that is going to be Dave's drills. I want him to work on those. I want him to film those up doing the drill so we can see if it's working correctly. And then we're going to do exactly the same as we did with his putting. So again, online lessons, we can give you feedback, we can give you things to work on. So it's about making sure that you understand what drills you've got, what they're going to do for you or for Dave, for example. This is going to help him with his takeaway and then also help him with his motion on the way through. So it's ticking a few boxes. Dave will film those up, send them back over, and then we'll see if we need to tweak or change anything before we get back on the golf course. Again, reports, hopefully March time we'll be able to get back out on the golf course, so fingers crossed for that. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Again, I'll be back on Sunday where we've got a short game, not a short game Saturdays, that's with James Robinson tomorrow. We're going to have a golf in 99 seconds, which is from when I was in Dubai a couple of weeks ago. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. And again, I will see you later on next week.